Monday, 30th of May, 2022.
Today we're going to talk about climate change.
According to NASA's website, consensus on climate change and its human causes exists. Multiple studies published in peer-reviewed scientific journals show that human activities are the primary cause of the observed climate warming trend over the past century. Now, that is open to some interpretation. NASA are not the only governing body that have opinions on the climate and whether it is there is observed climate change. Is it man-made? We're probably making a difference. To what extent? Who knows? But the climate appears to be warming up. What is the cause of this?
Well, the thing is, when I look around, I like the trees, I like the countryside, I like everything green. It looks a better country. And in one breath, that's good. But in another breath, we've got all this other stuff going on as far as it's under review, because basic pollution and everything else can affect the small businesses. So that is a big issue. When I've been out and about with the public, with businesses, they're screaming at the fact that they're all going to go under due to this big climate change. And it's been on this morning on the computer, 500,000 small businesses on the brink of collapse. I don't know if it's because of this issue or if it's because of the other issue with Russia and China being out of the equation due to the European Union demanding their noses get pushed out. The whole of the world is in upside down. We need one leader. We don't want all this input from all these people in the European Union saying do this, do that. No one knows what's going on. 1 minute we're doing climate change, then we're not doing climate change, then there's a train, then there's cold, and it just goes on and on and on. And we're not in one direction.
I suspect behind the scenes the governments must get together. They must have the bright people in France and Germany speak to our guys, and they come up with a strategy or a plan for the next 20 years. I don't believe there's no plan. I think there has to be a plan. So they've probably decided that we're going to move on to a hydrogen economy and a battery-powered economy. Now, when you're driving around the cities, driving around Liverpool or Manchester, you want cleaner air. You don't want to be
well, so that's what you're saying with the electric car?
Yeah, I think...
Well, how do you explain that there's 20,000 electric cars getting scrapped due to they can't charge them?
Well, I can't explain that one. I don't know where that data's from.
It's been on the computer.
I don't know where that data's from, but I would say that going forward, we want cleaner air, and we need cleaner air in the cities. So the way to do that is to migrate off of diesel and petrol and move on to hydrogen battery power, and that's the way we're going. Now, you can argue whether by building a battery powered car, are you just exporting the problem to where the
European Union want people on bicycles. They don't want you to have a car. They want you on bicycles.
Well, the Dutch are organised. They cycle round. There's nothing wrong with the way they do stuff.
Well, it causes crashes. Banks in the UK cause crashes.
Well, so do cars. But if you're on a bicycle in Amsterdam, that's a very efficient way of moving around the city. The Dutch have got it nailed on that front. Maybe we can learn from those guys. But I would say I'm not sure what the real sums are on pollution, other than very well in the city centres, it's not healthy if you're there on a summer's day and you're breathing in bad air. So I think moving over to the hydrogen and battery-powered economy is the way to go. And I would say that that's positive from our government.
And destroy all these businesses.
I don't believe that. I think new businesses will...
They basically...
just have to change. They'll have to adapt.
So some of the leaders, not just one person, some of the leaders, basically, they're dictating their shareholders. So I can go and work for them, but they don't want small business. They want to own it all, these people.
Well, that's not going to happen. I think the smaller companies have got to organise themselves and create new businesses that flourish, and the opportunities are there. So the government's job is not to micromanage things. That's what's happened in the past, and it can work up to a point. But if you want an economy that moves forward, then you've got to let the people decide what they want and let them go and produce those things. So I'm optimistic.
So, but basically, do you think with all, like we're saying, the gas causes too much bad pollution, and they're looking at new hydrogen boilers instead of the gas boilers?
Well, hydrogen's H2 is a cleaner fuel than gas, which is CH4. But gas is still a very clean burn compared to diesel and petrol and
But they want everybody
kerosene.
to go over to the hydrogen,
Yeah,
and
well,
not everybody can afford it. And basically, what's going to happen is Russia supply all their gas to the EU. So they forecast that in the winter time, we're going to get cut off, basically.
look, they're already using hydrogen in the network.
People can't afford it.
It's already in the network. In Leeds, they're testing it out. They're running about 20% hydrogen on some of the networks, and you don't even have to change the boiler. So that's already happening.
They're £15,000.
Well, the prices will come down in time. I mean, at the moment they're expensive, but the more boilers that are made, the cheaper it becomes. So it's happening. You're not going to stop it. The diesel and petrol are being phased out, and I think if you think back to the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, people used to burn coal, and they used to have smog.
Well, we're not having coal. We're not having coal.
I'm just explaining what they used to do, and to improve that, we moved over to gas, electric. So it's better than it used to be, and I guess we're going through a phase where it's going to be better again.
So what's going to replace gas and electric? What's going to replace the fuel?
Well, I've said we're moving over to hydrogen.
Hydrogen cars.
That's one way of doing it, yeah. Hydrogen fuel cell. So you liquefaction and cool the hydrogen, put it in the car. Or you can burn it directly.
Oh, well, it's all, again,
That's
it's all experimentation again. It's not, I mean, how long is this going to take? Well, people need to get in the car and start driving. It's just crazy. It's like, oh, we'll have a phase of electric cars, and now they found out it's a dead donkey, it's a white elephant. So what are they going to do now?
It's not, but it's progress. You've got to have progress. And
there's no progress. And I just want one world leader anyway. I don't want to answer to all these people.
Well, who are you thinking? You need this.
The European Union, there's too many of them. I want one leader.
Well, Roger Penrose gets my vote. I go for the smartest guy in Britain, and he would be pretty good. So I'd get behind him.
Really? I've never heard of him.